Senator, you plan to attend tomorrow's inauguration. What is going through your mind? Are you worried about security?
Stephanie, I will say I'm very mindful of what we just saw on January 6th, and I've never really worried about security at the other inaugurations I've attended. It is on my mind, but I do think it's also really important that I be there because I think the beginning of the Biden-Harris administration, if the last memory of the Trump presidency is the descent into chaos and violence on January 6th, the first memory of the Biden-Harris administration should be a peaceful transfer of power with those of us who are part of Congress, Democrats and Republicans, there with them. So my hope is by going with all my colleagues, we will delineate a sharp break from the Trump era and kick off the Biden-Harris era in a very different way.
Now, let's talk about your day job, because getting things done is hard in Washington. Do you have any idea when we could see an impeachment trial begin in the Senate? And have any concerns it's going to interfere with Biden's ambitious agenda? He's got a huge action plan for his first days in office.
Indeed, Stephanie, and I'll sort of reverse it. I think the most important priority after the peaceful inauguration is getting the Biden agenda done. And that means confirming key cabinet secretaries promptly, and then also tackling this COVID relief plan. We have to hold President Trump and others accountable. We have to. But the timing of that is less urgent than getting progress for the American people. And so what I know is the Speaker and the new Majority Leader, Senator Schumer, Senator McConnell is very involved with this with the Senate that's 50-50. They are probably talking about the timing of this accountability, impeachment, and potentially other accountability steps. Should there be a 9/11 style investigation of what happened? But what I hope is we'll keep first things first. And the most important priority after Inauguration Day is advancing on the Biden-Harris agenda to help Americans who are still suffering at a very tough time.
You mentioned confirming cabinet members. Both Presidents Trump and Obama had cabinet members confirmed before inauguration. Do you worry that Biden is going to be starting his presidency without any confirmed cabinet members? And for civilians like me, why does that matter? Why does it make a difference?
Stephanie, I am worried about it. One of the things that slowed it down was the insurrection. And then also the fact that the Senate majority was not known until after the Georgia races. But here's the good news, as you reported earlier. There are 5 committee hearings today on 5 key appointees. I'm on the Armed Services and Foreign Relations Committee, so I'll be in hearings with Tony Blinken and General Lloyd Austin. And it looks like we're going to try to have committee votes on a number of these on Thursday. So we're queuing them up for fast action, and we need to. Once the dust settled from the Georgia races and people got over the shock of January 6th, we are moving quickly toward having these hearings and doing the confirmation. But a nation that has just suffered a domestic terrorism attack of a magnitude never seen in U.S. history can't afford to be without a Homeland Security Secretary or a Defense Secretary. We've got to get these folks, Directorate of National Intelligence, Avril Haines, we've got to get them in place right away. I'm looking forward to the 2 hearings today where I'll be on the panels.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. You should know that you can follow today's top stories and breaking news and catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.